Hey, we're talking about the new Top Gun movie, so this is your spoiler alert. Ladies and gentlemen, this movie is fantastic. I've watched it once and I'm probably gonna go watch it again. There's a good reason it's fantastic, because it blatantly ripped off Star Wars. Don't believe me? Let's get a side-by-side comparison, shall we? Okay, so to start off, we've got our young male protagonist whose father died when he was a child. He is watched over from afar his whole childhood by his father's old best friend, who's also kinda sorta quasi-responsible for his father's death. Our main character is gonna come of age and realize that he wants to follow his father's footsteps and become a warrior. Dad's old friend will then reluctantly take him under his wing to teach him. After the completion of said training, he'll be sent out on a very dangerous mission to destroy an enemy weapon of mass destruction. Luke will be sent to destroy the Death Star, and Rooster has to take out a uranium refining facility. And the only way to do either of these missions is for a small group of fighters to go at low altitude to avoid anti-aircraft weapons, and at high speeds to avoid enemy fighters who, quite frankly, look nothing alike. Now, the only way to take out a Death Star is to hit a ventilation shaft that is approximately 2 meters across with 2 proton torpedoes. Whereas Rooster actually has it easier because the ventilation shaft that he has to hit with a rocket is 3 meters across. Huge difference. Luckily though, right before the main battle scene, both of the main characters will hear the voice of their mentor in their head. Luke will be told to use the Force and trust his feelings, and Rooster will be told not to think about it. Sounds awfully similar, but whatever. Now, in both movies, another character is actually going to fire at the ventilation shaft first, and for one reason or another, it's not enough. So that means it's our main character's time to shine. And wouldn't you know it, both of our main characters end up having to take the game-winning shot without any type of guidance technology. Luke just elects not to use his because he trusts his feelings more, whereas Rooster's guidance system is jammed, so he just has to make do. I'm trying to tell you, both characters have to swag the game-winning shot. And for those of you that don't know, swag is a scientific wild-ass guess. As fate would have it, they drain the 1 in a million half-court shot, thus creating a chain reaction that destroys both facilities. Now, it's at this point in filming that the directors of Top Gun realized that they filmed the entire movie with F-18s. And Star Wars did the whole thing with X-Wing fighters, and X-Wing fighters do that cool attack stance thing where their wings change. And they weren't about to get out cool guyed by George Lucas, so they're gonna have to have both main characters get shot down separately and then somehow find each other. And then together they'll magically stumble across an F-14 Tomcat, which is like one of the only American aircrafts that can change its wing pattern mid-flight. And needless to say, at some point during this long series of events, our main characters will have their lives put in jeopardy when the enemy fighter pilot gets behind them and is about to shoot them down. Luckily, they have plot armor, and the most arrogant character in the entire film will appear seemingly out of nowhere and shoot down the enemy pilot, thus saving the day. And if that's not enough to persuade you, at the beginning of the movie, Tom Cruise is flying some experimental aircraft that can go Mach 10, which sounds an awful lot like a hyper jump to me. And this all just happened in Top Gun: A New Hope. I can't wait to see what happens in Top Gun: North Korea Strikes Back, or Top Gun: Return of the Ace, where Rooster gets training from a legendary pilot from World War II. In conclusion, Top Gun is still definitely worth seeing. I certainly really enjoyed it, but at the end of the day, it's just Star Wars with Tom Cruise and no Wookiees. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to support the channel, the best way to do so is to buy yourself some merch or join the Unhealthcare Club, available at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.